right, so we back. I don't even know what episode we on. Omgitswicks show podcast. Y'all know who I got with me. Go and talk to him real quick.
It's Manny Knox, the ex-Haitian sensation.
You know what I'm saying?
Because my ex was Haitian.
Oh, and it was a sensation.
And I was Haitian by injection.
Did you get in sensation?
No longer. Nah, they threw me out of the whole thing.
So you can't even like go back?
Well, I tried. She got me blocked on everything. So
what? You want me to send a message for you?
Ago. Nah, now I'm good. Nah, I moved on now. But back in the day, you know, you always got to do the spin. You got to spin the block.
Spin the block.
It's spinning the block didn't work for me. I just got my feelings hurt more.
Oh yeah.
She's like, hey, holla at me when you're not childish anymore, and it's hurt
that's
my feelings.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, I was like, oh, good luck.
Joke's on
you.
Joke's on you. This is who I am. I don't ever want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. That was our childhood, man. That was our childhood.
I would have known if my mother never wanted to take me to Toys R Us.
I know I didn't either. I saw the commercials.
She didn't want to give me dollar store toys.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know about. I didn't go to Toys R Us either.
Yeah. But I don't know if you remember this.
What's up?
Or this happened to you. When I was a kid, I wanted G.I. Joe so bad.
Yeah.
But she wasn't about to buy me an official G.I. Joe, so she got the bootleg G.I. Joes. But I don't know if you remember these, like, you know, their arms move and stuff. And the way it was built inside, they had rubber bands. But with the bootleg G.I. Joes, they had the weak rubber band, so it always snapped. So your G.I. Joe's arm swinging way faster.
I thought you was gonna go with the Green Army Man because that's what I
remember those two.
But I think that's why my imagination is the way that it is because the Green Army Man, they only had one pose.
Yeah.
So you had to get creative with how these battle scenes go.
You had to move
when you're growing up. You know what I'm saying? So that was me. I had the Green Army Man. I did have the G.I. Joe that you was talking about with the weak arm.
Yep.
But no, Jeffrey the giraffe, he was definitely, because it was something that like you see it on TV, you're like, oh, I want to go to Toys R Us, and then you get old enough, and then people are like, you shouldn't be in Toys R Us, and I'm like, mind y'all business.
I'm making up for lost time.
Yeah, like I'm still trying. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I don't ever want to grow up, like Jeffrey said. But speaking of like old times, so that I was watching TV the other day, right, and something just shocked me because I know you've been here, I've been here. Your circumstance was a little bit different than mine. Can you believe that people are still getting catfished in 2020? We are in 2023.
I know exactly what you're talking about because you know when you get bored and you flipping through the TV.
Yeah.
And then I saw Catfish.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh snap! I want to go back and watch some of this old stuff. And it's like, no, new season, new
they got iPhones.
I said, this is still happening.
They got iPhones and MacBooks and they be on Facebook and I'm like, bro, how are you getting catfished in 2023? Like I got catfished. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I got catfished. It was like 2000. I want to say like 2005, 2006. I got catfished. There was this girl. It was MySpace days. You know what I'm saying? I was popping on MySpace. I had the City of Wicks falling from the words falling from the sky. My brother hooked all that up. But so I met this girl. She was in Palm Bay. But back then we didn't have the access that we have now. Like we have FaceTime. Yeah. Every social media site pretty much has a video messenger. You know what I'm saying? So, but back then, I mean, you either had the computer so you can have Uvu. Yeah. Or you had Skype. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think you had to pay for Skype. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you did.
So it was like, and Uvu came after. So you had either pay for Skype, and then, back then you could only get on the internet from the computer. Yeah. So, long story short, I drove to Palm Bay and met somebody that wasn't who they said they were. You know what I'm saying? It was a very weird experience. But I was catfished. That was my catfish experience.
Wait, but are you not going to go into detail? Because you just said they're not who they say they were. Like, was it supposed to be a woman and it was a man?
No, it was still a woman, but it wasn't the woman that was portrayed.
Like, what do you mean portrayed? Like, it was like, did they use different pictures than what?
Yeah, definitely different pictures.
But so it wasn't like one of those things like, oh, she just sent me the good angle one. It was just somebody else.
Yeah, it was a whole different person. It wasn't. That's why I say mine was different because I saw the MySpace, but back then catfish wasn't as popular. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody said this is who I am, you're like, oh, this is who you are. We just had came from. We came from the AOL chat days. You know what I'm saying? Age, state, location. You remember that? Yep. You know what I'm saying? So we came from that. Now you're moving into the internet era to where it's like, okay, people got pictures. Now I can see who I'm talking to. It's cool. Listen to my music. You want to be in my top 8? She had been in my top 8 and everything. Like we had this whole, we went into like a relationship, but it was like, I'm ready to meet you. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Drove to Palm Bay from Southwest Florida. Go ahead.
When you so you got there and it's a completely different person.
Yeah.
So what conversation was had? Like how did they tell you, hey, I lied and this is why, or like what happened?
Well, when I showed up, I was looking for the person. And it was like, hey, Wicks. And I'm like, what's up? And kept looking for the person. And then they was like, no, it's me. And I'm like, and then so I said the name and they was like, yeah. And I'm like, but you're not who you said. You know how they be on Catfish and they be angry, they go sit in the car. So I had to go like take a moment, sit in the car. The person ended up being cool. So, but you know, I'm not a mean person. So like, I'm like, you know what? I'm not romantically attracted to you, but let's have a conversation. So we ended up having a conversation of why they do this, why they're doing what they're doing. And it got deep, but I'm going to tell you what's even weirder. A couple months after that, this person said they weren't going to do it no more. They're done with it. You know how they do with Neve, them talk to him.
Yeah.
Bro, how about she start catfishing my brother? He brought me, he was like, hey, bro, you see this picture of this girl? And I was like, same name, everything. Bro, that's a catfish. Remember the catfish I told y'all about? You
think it was funny to just be like, let him experience this on his own?
I should have done it.
I would have done that.
I'm too nice, man. That's the problem.
As long as I don't see like he getting too into her, I'm going to just let it go until they meet.
But like, okay, so your catfish, well, you got catfished a couple times. You got catfished. I think you got the catfish record. You got catfished 3 different times.
No. 2 different times.
No, 3 times
in one night. Yeah.
But
that's I know, but hold up. I'm gonna count that as one catfish.
That bro, it was 3 different people. 3 different
but it
scenarios.
Was one date, one location, one time.
3 different scenarios.
Nah,
that's 3 different catfish.
Wait, how's that? No, it's the same scenario.
Okay.
They were invited to the same location at the same time. Actually, no, it's 2, because the third one wasn't even my intention. The third one I would have knocked the third one down.
Okay.
Am I supposed to not say that?
Yeah, all right.
No, okay. But anyway, all right. Wait, let me explain the first. Which one should I go with? The second story is not as interesting as the first. I'll go with the second story. So the second catfish, this was back in the day when we were into music and we were making music and we were making parody songs.
Don't look for it.
Don't look for it. I'm not going to say the name or nothing, but just... So we were making parody songs and we wanted models for our video. So there were 2 young ladies that I was talking to on the internet, having conversations with. Nothing happened yet, but we've been flirting.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we're going to meet.
For sure.
And so with all right, so let me explain something first because I don't want to sound like a horrible person. I'm built like a refrigerator cardboard box. Like I'm a big dude, right? But if I'm meeting somebody on the internet, I'm gonna let them know and see, hey, you dealing with a refrigerator box, just so you know, no surprises. I don't do the best angle. I'm gonna give you the big refrigerator box and hey, whatever, right?
This is who I am.
Exactly. I'm gonna let you, because I don't even want my feelings hurt for me to show up and Neve's there and whatever. Anyway, so I do that. Unfortunately, what happened at this point in time, and I guess it may still happen, but the people like to send you their best angles,
filters.
Yeah. Hey, word to the wise: if every picture is from the neck up, investigate. There's a reason, right? Anyway, so these young ladies show up and they just don't look. They had the angles. They don't look nothing like what they were. And I'm not gonna shame nobody because look at me, but but you gotta be honest. You gotta just prepare people. Don't just spring a surprise on people like that.
I think the best part was the look on your face. I think that probably was the best part.
Yeah. I mean, what?
Because I was there. If y'all don't know, I was there, but I just wanted to let y'all know from Manny's perspective.
But a pleasant surprise is that one of the ones that got me brought a friend with her, and
oh yeah,
she was attractive. I couldn't do nothing because it was her friend.
It's true,
and I don't got game like that.
Yeah, you could.
Nah, and plus she was a big girl, and I don't have nothing against big girls. I'm attracted to big girls, but I'm big. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna? My belly's gonna hit your belly, and nothing's gonna get accomplished. So I just don't bother because I don't want to hurt my feelings or yours. But I think they're so attractive.
But I mean,
so that's why I just be with skinny girls because it's like Lego blocks is just easier to get connected and
Tetris.
Do whatever you got to do.
I feel it.
But the other story, all right. So let me do this one quick. So this was a weird one. This takes angles to the next level. I don't know if y'all ever experienced this. So anyway, this young lady had pictures on the internet. Never met her before, and I showed you pictures of her. I showed other friends, and like, oh, she's attractive. But there were some slight filters. But
slight.
I thought there were slight filters, right? So this young lady, we decided to meet up. She's in the condo of my house. She pulls up, and I see her from far away, and then she's coming up the stairs, and as she comes up the stairs, I said, what is going on here? So the best way I could describe her, she had a lot of beautiful individual features, but when you put those individual features together,
they didn't match.
It was like a Picasso. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, wow, this is just, it's not working for me. So I'm in an awkward situation. She's already at my house. Like you said, I'm going to be nice.
Yeah.
Because you were cool. Let's sit down and hang out for a while and have a conversation.
Yeah, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, so we play on some music. We're chilling. And I'm like, and then she gets up from her seats and starts dancing. And it was just the non-sexiest thing I ever seen in my life. It looked like, those inflatable things at their arms at the car shop, the dealership. It looked like one of those. And I was like, oh God, how am I going to get out of this? Yeah. And I know we talked about Drake a lot on this show.
Listen, we're Drake fans here.
Yeah.
No Drake slander will be tolerated.
You will get blocked. You will get, you're out of here. But a Drake song comes on. Mind you, a classic, Marvin's Room. And this lady, because she looked like a lion in the face, had the nerve to fix her mouth and say, oh, I don't like Drake. He sucks. I said, I don't know why this light bulb came on in my head, but I said, hold up. I said, you don't like Drake? She said, no. I stopped for a second. I said, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises because this is not going to work for me.
You have to go.
If you can't listen to Drake, we can't be together. I told her, I prefer you disrespect my mama and tell me you don't mess with my mama. I can accept that. But you're not going to say we can't listen to Drake together.
Yeah.
And then there was an awkward silence. And then she says, are you serious? And I said, hey, you can finish your cigarette and you can leave.
And leave.
And she literally sat there while Marvin's Room played, smoked, and then I escorted her off of the premises.
She didn't say, I'm just saying you could do better.
She couldn't because she don't like Drake and she don't know the song like that.
She didn't say that.
And the next day I got a scathing text from her, how I'm unbelievable and how dare I. And she does what most women do, like, how could your big watermelon, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, but you wanted this watermelon still. Bye. I think she's happy now. She's in a better place, but hopefully she never did that to anybody.
Hopefully
else.
She listened to Drake now.
Stop with the filters is what I'm saying. Let them see the real you.
But see, then even that one was, I would say, like Catfish had came about, but at least it was the right people.
Yeah, it was,
so
it was the right people. Different person.
So I can't say, like you were Catfish at that time, because at one point the filters were the Catfish.
Yeah.
Like, they would come with the filters and you were like, wait a minute, you don't even look like the same person. But like I feel like we're getting past those times because now people are starting to identify if all of your pictures are filters and you know what I'm saying. But my thing is, because I was watching Catfish, right? There's new people. They're completely different people, like than what they see on the internet. And I'm like, if I start dating someone, right? If we're talking, we're dating, and you can't FaceTime me, video message me, you always got an excuse. It's always then I'm gonna assume that you're not who you say you are. And then I'm going to end it right there because why are we, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I'm extra paranoid. I'll ask for special requests. I don't care if I see a picture or video. I'm going to tell you a verse. I'm going to write it down, put it up in the camera, read it out loud, show me the clock, what time it is. You got a newspaper with you? What's going on? That's how paranoid I am. Right. Don't play with me.
But yeah, my thing is like, why we can't FaceTime video, man? I'd be like, oh, I got an iPhone, you got an Android. Listen, we can do Google Meet. We can do Facebook video message. We can do Instagram video, Snapchat video message, because your WhatsApp, and and then with Snapchat, that's the cheaters app. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't even video message me on there, then
there's something going on.
You know what I'm saying? So. But no, that's what I'm saying. So my thing is, I guess moral of the story is, how are people still getting catfished in 2023? Y'all cut it out. I feel like that's childish.
Yeah, I used to feel bad for people that got catfished, but those days are over and gone, bro. If you got that, you deserved it. You worked for it. Eat that. Take that.
Puff daddy.
Like That's ridiculous.
So it's wild. It's definitely wild.
Wait, does mine count as catfish if they were the person it was supposed to be?
I want to say you were like the new. Well, no, because I got catfish. I wouldn't say you got catfish. You got snapfish. I don't know. We got a new name for it. I didn't like that name, but it just came. It was the first thing that came to my head. It was filter fish. Ooh, there we go. Filter fish.
I was filter fish. Okay.
So you went catfish. You was filter fish because that's really a fish.
Hey, but one of them girls is looking bad right now.
For real?
She in a relationship though. So hopefully,
what you told me. Sometimes you got to mess it up.
Yeah.
What they said that
meme? Plant. I don't know what the meme is, but sometimes you got to plant false evidence if you trying to love is love. And what are we doing here?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes your soulmate is in a relationship and you got to ruin it.
I'm gonna put that boy in an episode of Cheaters.
Ooh, but you got to bring back Joey Greco. You can't bring the new guy. The new guy is not Joey Greco.
I haven't seen it. There's a new guy?
Yeah, he's not Joey Greco.
Like, are there new episodes?
Now, I will tell you, the only person I will take as a substitute for Joey Greco is Skeet Greco. It's exactly who you think it is. He went from Skeet Hansen to Skeet Greco.
He's on Cheaters videos
now?
We can talk about that later. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Bro. My bad. That's off topic. I'm going to check that out.
I gotta send it to you. So,
but he's still doing the Hansen stuff too, right?
He's still doing that. Okay. But he's also Skeet Greco.
Okay, I'm excited. That's going to be real good because there's so many more people out there cheating.
Yeah.
And making it obvious. Oh, that's going to be good.
Saying, like,
I'm excited.
People don't check their surroundings, but that's just me. Okay, so we live in Florida, right? You've been in Florida long enough.
Yeah.
You've dealt with some hurricanes. We've been in hurricane season since June 1st. A lot of people think that hurricane season starts in August and September. Yeah. Hurricane season actually starts June 1st. Are you like, okay, so I got to get opinions because my hurricane experience might be a little bit different. I done went through some crazy ones. I done been through Andrew. Mm-hmm. I done been through Charlie, the year that we had 4 hurricanes in 6 weeks.
Yeah, I remember.
Like I was here, you know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot to make me flinch. Like it takes a lot to make me like panic. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about hurricanes? Like what is your experience?
The first one was scary. But that's because I was like everybody else. I never experienced it. I never knew what it was. And it's like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah. And then once you hear about hurricanes, you can start Googling it and searching it. And when you search for things like that, you see the worst of the worst. Like
it's like when you get like a symptom.
Yeah. And you're a WebMD and it's like, oh my God, now I have
a throat ache. Oh my God, your throat is coming out. Like it's growing legs.
You're going to lose a whole throat. Tomorrow, you're going to die. What are we doing?
But really, it was just a sore throat. That's it.
So at first, like I was scared. And then I experienced it. And I was like, oh, this hard rain.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. Now I don't care if there's a hurricane.
We become numb to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people because I started making the videos, right? You know, I'm born and raised here. So I'm used to certain things. I made the videos and I'm like, listen, and this applies to everything. I think people just thought I applied it to the hurricane. Like when the Waffle House closed, that's when you know it's real. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always lived my life. Like even when the pandemic happened, I was cool until the Waffle House closed. And when the Waffle House closed, I was like, wait a minute. The Waffle House
we got something to worry about.
Like they was telling us at work, like, oh, we're going to have to send y'all home and don't come back to work. And me, I'm like, but the Waffle House ain't closed. And then the Waffle House closed. I was like, wait a minute, y'all. Code Red, shut it down. The Waffle House closed. Yeah. But like, I've been through Andrew. Andrew is probably, I think they did a list. I want to say Andrew is the second most powerful hurricane to hit Florida in like history. The other one was like in 1970 something or 1870, something like that.
Yeah.
But so I've dealt with a lot of hurricanes. So a lot, like I said, me seeing them, seeing the word, like my granddad was trying to go to his truck in a category. Andrew was a category 5.
Yeah.
My granddad was like, oh, I forgot to get something out of the truck. Like, and my granddad is not a big guy, so he was hanging on the door. My dad had to grab him. My granddad is the same person that I told y'all that was out there fishing and all the alligators were like around him and he was like, it's all right, they ain't gonna do nothing. This is the same guy. So he's like hanging in the air. Mind you, me and my granddad are the same size. So if you see, just picture it me. I might be a little bit heavier than him actually. And he's like hanging on to the door. And my dad is a bigger guy. My dad like grabs him and like pulling him in. My dad and my uncle, they're like grabbing him to like drag him back in because he decides he wants to go to his truck in a category 5 hurricane. So these like, I'm a kid, so it's funny. You know what I'm saying? We barbecuing in the house. Probably wasn't supposed to do that.
No.
They opened the window. Bro, like, we didn't take it serious at all. Like, my family didn't take it serious. But, so these are like my hurricane experiences. So, like, people get mad, I think, at Floridians because
we don't take it serious enough.
And man, if Floridians panic every time we were in a state of emergency, we would always be panicking. We
wouldn't live life.
So we cope by making memes.
I kind of like hurricanes. All right, but also let's be nice. All right, so we live more. How do I say this?
Inland.
Us specifically, we're more inland, right?
Yeah.
So the real danger is when you're closer to the water. So that's why we can kind of be the way we are about it, right?
Well, you got to know where you are.
Exactly.
So you got to know, and I always tell people, you got to know your zone. So when I stay closer to the water, of course I would go more inland.
Yeah.
But most Floridians know that, like, all right, okay, I know that if it's a category 4 and, you know, the surge and all of that, you know that let me go more inland.
Yeah.
And, you know.
So for people close to water, it's more serious. But for us, we're not to that point. So that's why we can be more like blasé about it. But I always have fun during hurricanes. The only thing I hate is when the power goes out and I don't got AC. But even then, I like it because, you know, you can open the doors and the windows and you get that nice hurricane breeze. So
that was last year, though.
I always have a good time.
You remember Irma,
I hate to
though?
say that. I'm sorry for people who have different experiences.
Well, no, I'll say that. But I always tell people, like, know your zone.
Yeah.
If you're a Floridian, you're born and raised Floridians, you know your area. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're close to the beach, and like I said, that's why they were trying to tell a lot of people on the beach, even Floridians were leaving because they're like, we know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? So when we tell, like, when I say this, I'm always telling people, know your zone, know where you're at, know what the capabilities of. Like, if you get a regular rainstorm and it floods where you are and you're close to the water, get out of there.
Exactly.
It's going to be a lot more rain, a lot more wind. You know what I'm saying? So get out of there. But if you're more inland, most of the time unless Orlando. Now that was strange because Orlando was flooding for Ian. That was strange to me.
I don't know.
They were flooding. I was watching like all the like. But I will say this though. I will say this. The worst part is last year we did have a cool breeze for the first 2 days. Yeah. Irma, bro, was hot immediately. Like it was like hurricane leave, heat just jumped right on your back, and it was like the heat. It was like heat of different heats, and bro, I suffered.
But I like the barbecues. You're forced to barbecue.
Yeah, and in the neighborhood, everybody in the neighborhood, because everybody's outside.
Hey, I got fish. What you got?
Yeah,
hey,
what you got? I got this. Oh, I got a grill. Let's do this. And now you know your neighbors.
Your pool is in my backyard.
Yeah.
Rudy still got somebody's basketball hoop right here. It's right here. We looking at it in his backyard. Nobody's claimed it. It's now a part of the trees.
Yeah, the grass has grown over it.
There's grass going over it. There's probably a community of animals in there. It's
their basketball hoop.
Yeah. Oh, and I know at one point we got to make like coffee outside on some bricks with a grill. That was really nice.
Because it makes you feel like you're surviving.
Exactly. And you put more work into it. So it's like this cup of coffee tastes so good because we had to thug it out. We ain't have no coffee machine. We built this off bricks.
You know what it let you know? It let you know that if things go down, you will be fine. You might be uncomfortable.
Exactly. But you'll live. You'll be fine.
So like I said, Floridians, we've been dealing with a lot. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't get mad at us. You know they got the hurricane cakes taken away?
Wait, the what?
Okay, so you don't remember when we used to get hurricanes, Publix would make hurricane cakes.
I didn't know it was called that.
Well, it's not called hurricane cakes, but they would make cakes with hurricane designs on them and like the name of the hurricane. And people would buy them for the hurricane party.
Publix did this?
Publix used to do this.
This seems so insensitive.
See, that's what happened.
Coming from me.
New Floridians start coming here because Floridians, like I said, we make a meme out of everything. We was the same ones that they was like, y'all gonna get a category 5, and we put a Jordan face on Florida, like the crying Jordan face on Florida. We're the same. I didn't do that one, by the way, but I seen it.
So you're saying like there would have been an Irma hurricane cake that it said Irma on it with a hurricane design?
Yeah.
They're just selling those.
Yeah. But it wasn't like weird. Like it's just like different designs that they would have, and then they would put like Irma, like a hurricane cake, because it would be a hurricane coming. It's a hurricane theme, hurricane season. Irma coming, they would make a cake and put Irma on it. And they would buy it. I bought a few. I think I bought a hurricane cake every year.
See, I would, but I just know how other people will feel about that. So that's interesting.
But I don't think it's Floridians that feel that way. But we're used to, like I said, Floridians are used to a certain thing. Like we're used to it's like alligators, right? People coming from other states, they see alligators. They're like, oh my God, it's an alligator. But Floridians, we're used to them. So it's just like, That's like if I see a moose. If I see a moose, I'm panicking. I'm out of there.
So you're saying that outrage about these Florida cases would be from people who have no business being outraged and have nothing to do with the situation?
Yeah. Well, they come
That
down
sounds
here.
about right.
They come down here, and then they're like, y'all need to change this because y'all are not serious enough. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are not serious enough
Yeah, I mean,
about.
the hurricane's coming anyway. What can we do? You might as well have the best time possible while it's coming.
They're not stopping.
You know
What you
that.
think? Because you upset that they're not gonna come. They coming anyways. That's what's gonna happen. You move to Florida. We're kind of sticking out there, so they're coming. It's really nothing you can do about it. You just gotta.
Yeah, we're used to it at this point.
And that brings me to my next point, right? So, a lot of the times, and I know with me, even with the hurricanes, you never really know what's going on in Florida until somebody from out of state call you and tell you what's going on in Florida. Now,
I feel like, oh my God, it's crazy that this is happening. You're like, huh?
like what? Y'all in quarantine? Who's in quarantine? I was just outside yesterday. The store is packed. What are you talking about? But no, but the news said y'all in quarantine. Who's in quarantine? We outside right now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, okay, so the malaria, I guess they done try, malaria has been coming with the mosquitoes, I want to say.
I didn't know that.
And
See,
the
there we
snails.
go.
So the snails that we was talking
You
about.
talking about the snail thing.
But I guess now the mosquitoes, and then people was like, oh, but now the mosquitoes have malaria. And I'm like, okay, then I had West Nile and Zika. That didn't stop us from Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to still do what we do. But like people from out of state is like, but y'all are on quarantine. And I guess now.
We're on quarantine?
That's what they said. Well, it's Central Florida now for like leprosy, but I know people still going to Disney and stuff.
Right now, they're in quarantine.
So right now they're supposed to be.
If leprosy's taking you out, then shouldn't you just be taken out anyway?
Well, we ain't gonna say that.
Isn't
We ain't
this
gonna say that.
ancient things like?
I don't know. But I think
Like,
it's,
who's out here worried about malaria? I've never heard somebody be like, malaria
they
danger.
get in this house. But it's mainly people from like other states. Because I don't think, like I said, people from Florida, we're used to, like, when they like, oh, but the mosquitoes have malaria. And I'm like, didn't they just have Zika and West Nile? Like, how they keep getting all these diseases? You know what I'm saying? But people, I think they get angry with us because they think we're cocky. They think we're there. But it's like, no, if you, like I said, Florida's always.
I can understand why they're angry because you just said that. And I was like, if I met a girl named Malaria, I bet everything in the world she'd be fine as hell.
See what I'm saying?
That just sound like
see what I'm
somebody
saying?
you want to get the business with.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, yo, I was riding through Immokalee and I met Malaria.
What? We was in a mock.
And you, the first thing you're going to be like
Immokalee.
is, hey, let me see a picture of Malaria.
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
But I don't know, man. That's just, like I said, Floridians, we are who we are.
Should we change?
No, this is what we're used to. When
No, you're right. It separates us.
anything you like, any day could be the day. You know what I'm saying? So you got to live your best life. You can go out in Florida and there's a bear outside waiting on you, or a panther, or alligators don't really bother you. But what if he angry that day? You know what I'm saying? Any day could be the day. You know what I'm saying? So we just live our best life. Y'all leave us alone. Let us be who we are. We're just out here living our best life. That's it. We're not bothering nobody else. For the most part, unless they come here. They come here, then we, but like most of the time, we don't really bother nobody. We just make our memes, we make our jokes, and we just keep living life. That's it.
Yeah, we just having a good time. Oh, you said there's malaria? Where's my beer?
Oh, we on quarantine for malaria? Well, malaria finna have to meet me at the store because I'm about to go get it.
I got things to do.
Yeah, like I got stuff to do. I ain't can't be in the
I'm a grown
house.
man. You're not gonna quarantine me.
Like, yeah, is the Waffle House closed?
Like,
Like,
you're not quarantining me.
is the Waffle House closed? Oh, okay. Well, it ain't that serious then. That's how like I think Floridians see things. But also, okay, so I've been waiting to talk about this, but we had to hatch alligators last week. The aliens, right? So they've been more UFO sightings in Florida, right? Well, just around the world, but I've been seeing like more in Miami, more. I feel like, this is my opinion, I feel like aliens have been in Florida. I feel like they've been in Florida because there's some weird stuff that happened. And I'll be like, that can't be a real person right there. That can't be.
Okay, that was in my next question. Because people think like when you think aliens, you like ET. Like I feel like if there are aliens, they look just like us. They're just from somewhere
they just blended in.
Because why? Also, like people even think aliens don't exist. Like, how naive is it to think you're the only planet, the only in this whole universe? And I've always said like, if there are aliens, they don't look like a little ETs. No. Like they look like us, bro.
Or they just from blend in.
It's like if it's like somebody from another county. They look just like you. They just might act a bit different depending on what county they from.
Do you think Florida would scare them back into space though? Like you imagine them going to like a different state and then coming to Florida and they like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I done landed in the wrong place because we out there, everybody else scared of them. We out there trying to take them to Publix. You know what I'm saying? We out there trying to hang out with them. We trying to tell them about the sun, trying to borrow their spaceship. Like, let me borrow your spaceship.
You think like in the alien, like, you know how you got the control room?
Yeah.
In the alien control room, there's like a map of the United States on the control room board. And then they just got Florida grayed out.
You must never go there. Don't go there. Why shouldn't we go there? Just don't go there. Trust me. They're not normal down there. They're doing things weird. They're partying in hurricanes. They got hurricane cakes. They're not taking it serious. Like I feel like we would be lit with aliens. I feel like if aliens came and they start adapting the Florida way, like I feel like it'll be a party. Not for everybody else though.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it depends on what aliens can do. I don't know. I would be nervous.
You'll be nervous?
Yeah, I'd be nervous.
Because
like, what if it goes the opposite way? What if they're not scared? But what if they hate us more in Florida?
Like everybody else,
it's like,
right?
Why are y'all letting this happen? Who just said that this is okay? That's what
Okay.
What if?
So I got a question. If you were to meet an alien, right? What would be? Okay, first of all, what question would you have? So you got one question, and then you got to bring them one food item, and then you got to bring them one song.
One song?
Album. Let's do album.
Album, okay.
So you got to bring them just a question, one food item or food dish.
Am I doing this to like introduce them to the Florida or the United States or Earth? Like, why am I doing this? Or am I showing them my favorites?
Your favorites, yeah. To introduce them to like.
And see, this is what scares me because all right, I'm gonna answer all three with one answer, right? So I'm gonna invite the alien over. Hey, yo, pull up. Here's the address, right? So when they pull up, they're gonna come to the table, and there's gonna be tacos. Cause everybody love Mexican food.
I will definitely.
Even people who hate Mexicans love Mexican food. You can't help it. Like Cinco de Mayo, like come on, right? So we're giving them tacos because you can't miss with tacos from a good spot. And while we eating our tacos, I'm gonna throw on Drake and Bad Bunny.
Okay.
I don't know how they're gonna react to that or how they're gonna feel about that, but that's what I'm doing. And if I got a question to ask them, I'm gonna ask them if they can take me with them temporarily, like on a vacation.
Like to see
how long would it be? Yeah. Because space travel, they always talk about like it's long. I'm not trying to leave for like 5 years. But if it's like, can we go somewhere in a week in space? Can you introduce me to that? And if they say yeah, then I'm with it. If they say no, then I'm good. That's the only really thing I want to know from the alien.
I think my question would be, can I drive the UFO? Can I drive the ship? I want to drive the ship.
I wish I thought of that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to whip it. I'm trying to be whipping in space. Yeah. Like they'll know it's me because I'll be up in the air because I'm not really leaving out of Earth, but I'll be in the, they'll be like, why is that UFO doing it? I'll be just whipping it, boy.
I feel like, I don't know how even in space you would hit something that you ain't supposed to hit.
I probably will.
Like but you're going to knock out a T-Mobile satellite.
Not everybody in T-Mobile mad at me. I get out of spaceship. My bad.
I don't know. We just saw an alien with dreads. That's all the camera caught.
They're going to go see me.
They be like, aliens got dreads? I'm just telling you what I saw on the camera.
It wasn't me, though. It might look like me, but he took my skin. It wasn't me. Next thing you know, it's me, yo. It's just in the
This Wicks thing is getting out of hand. It started in Florida. Now it's in space. Enough.
We got to shut it down. Shut it down, y'all. But I think and I'm Florida, y'all. Mm-hmm. I'm very Florida.
I mean, there's a lot of people that don't believe you about that. But
okay, for some reason. I be trying to bet them now. They don't want to bet me. I'm not even a betting person. Y'all, I'm not a gambling person. So if I say that, it's to be petty. So when people be like, you're not a Floridian, I was like, just bet me. I got my birth certificate on deck. Listen, whatever you read, whatever you need.
Bro, if they didn't believe Obama's birth certificate, you think they're going to believe yours?
They probably
question that, boy.
But
anyway.
So I think my question, so like you said, food, I think I would. No, I'm going to go food first. I'm going to go food. I got to bring them a Publix sub, but the way that I make it, the way that I make it.
Wait, how do you make it? What do you mean? You don't work at Publix. What do you mean the way you make it?
The way that I order it.
Oh, okay. What is it?
So the way that I do it is you get the white bread. I tried the wheat, but the wheat is a little bit too sweet. It's a science. You get the white bread, right? You get the chicken tenders tossed in barbecue. People like to say buffalo. I tried that. My whole life changed when I tried the barbecue. If you like barbecue sauce, I love barbecue. Like I'm one of those people that can eat barbecue sauce by itself.
I like it. I don't love it, but I'm listening.
So I got it tossed in barbecue sauce, right? This is where the magic happens. So you get the mayo spread on both sides. They put the chicken in there. They put the cheddar cheese on top, right? That's what they do. Then they toast it. They got to toast it right after that. Mm-hmm. When they take it out, that's when you get the garlic pickles. You can do spinach. I do spinach sometimes. But then I did sub sauce. I realized that I was missing one key ingredient was the sub sauce. You add that sub sauce on there.
With the barbecue?
Manny. It's a whole different level of. So I gotta like get an alien that sandwich. Mm-hmm. That's the sandwich I'm bringing to him.
I want to try that. Not without the pickles. I'll do it with the spinach. So I want to try that.
Like now. The garlic pickles kind of add like a salty balance to the sweet barbecue sauce.
That just made me more hungry.
Yeah, me too. But it adds like it adds like a balance. You know what I'm saying? And the sub sauce. I'm
try the same thing with the buffalo.
The buffalo. See, I tried it with the buffalo. But I'm not really like a buffalo fan, so I'll say that. Yeah, so I tried it with honey mustard. Nothing hits like the barbecue to me. So I'm bringing that alien, that sub. And then for music, the song that I'm gonna bring him to. I'm thinking Trick Daddy.
They're not ready for that.
I'm not going Uncle Luke because that's gonna change everything. I probably go.
You gonna run there pregnant with a baby alien? You put on.
I probably go like 95 South. Like I'm gonna go back. No, I might just bring them 2 Live Crew. Just give them all the way Florida.
Oh,
Uncle Luke, 2 Live Crew, Trick Daddy, the whole.
I feel like you're gonna make them so mad.
Maybe Uncle Luke, Trick Daddy, Hydraulics. That's what I'm bringing them.
That I don't feel like that's gonna be the best first impression.
I feel like that's the best thing.
Your choice or whatever.
Yeah,
I think you put Florida and America in jeopardy if you do that. But okay.
Why? What if he like it?
Then we should be more worried. That they're okay with this out of nowhere.
I feel like they'll like it. I mean, how could you not? I'm sitting there enjoying a pub sub, listening to Uncle Luke. Probably not Uncle Luke. You're right, because that might just. I like Uncle Luke though.
I know you do, but we talking about first impressions. But hey, whatever. It's your choice.
Well, can I be safe with T-Pain?
Oh yeah, I think you'll be okay with T-Pain.
You know, T-Pain is one of my favorite artists, and he's from Florida, so
I think it would be way safer with T-Pain.
T-Pain?
Yeah.
Can I buy you a drink?
Yes.
Sprung. Because I remember when Sprung came out.
Sprung will probably be better than buy you a drink.
When Sprung came out, I was like, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. And I had to look up all his stuff, and I thought, okay, so.
And then when you have to explain to them what the song means, so I think that will go better too.
Because this whole thing, I'm with that. I'm definitely. Okay, that's my go-to. I feel like we're in safe hands. Mm-hmm. I feel like y'all are in safe hands if y'all send the aliens to us.
I didn't say all that. I don't think it's a good choice, but that's what we're gonna do if it comes. I think they should go somewhere else first.
Wait,
somewhere where a better impression will be made.
No, we got this.
Okay,
man, I have faith.
The only thing I would say is that maybe you should show them the worst of the worst first, so that they know it's not gonna get worse than this. But I don't think it should go first.
Well, we're not the worst of the worst, are we? I mean, we're pretty lit down here, but. Like, I feel like...
Well, I'm saying, I don't think we're the worst of the worst, but I think the country's perception is that we're the worst of the worst.
I mean, when Bugs Bunny cut us off of the United States, I knew something was wrong. Like, they must...
All those people that are against us, I know when they come visit, they have a completely different opinion.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. It's like everything. When you don't know, you question it and you feel negative, but then you come experience it and you're like, I get it.
I get it. It's not as bad. Like it's kind of crazy, but... I understand.
It makes sense. So it works.
It works for them. We hear y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing I will say to people that come to Florida, because a lot of people that come to Florida, they usually come like January, December, February, and they always say the same thing, March. Mm-hmm. But when they get to the March heat, they be like, oh, it was hot, but it wasn't that hot. And then we kind of snicker, you know what I'm saying? Because we get a little laugh and get our little giggle on because we realize that you're in March.
Yeah.
That is cold front still to us.
Yep.
But wait till you get to August and you listen. We're in August. And surviving this Florida heat, I feel like it get hotter and hotter every year. And I know I'm probably just exaggerating. You probably can look at the thing and probably the same, but it don't feel the same.
I don't think you're exaggerating. And it's not just the heat, it's the humidity combination. I took a walk this morning, boy. I almost died. I yelled help to 3 strangers on the way just from a walk out to walk. Help! I look like I've been through it, boy. They be like, how many days you been missing from me? Don't worry about it.
Just take me home. No, but for real, this humidity and people like, oh, you can just stand in the shade and do what? You still gonna sweat. It's still gonna feel like the air is choking you. Like it doesn't stop. This
is you know a lot about Florida.
Okay.
What? And you probably not, I don't know. I don't expect you to know the answer. I was just curious because I was thinking of New York. In New York, when it's hot in the summer, is when the most murders happen. It's a bad heat. Well, I thought it was a bad heat until I experienced this heat. Do you know if there's a lot more murders in Florida in the summer?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look.
I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up.
I know that's just the case anywhere when it's hot and it's the summer, but New York is known for that. Like, there's way more murders in the summer.
Well, they're kind of outside because y'all heat is heat, but but like in Florida, I don't feel like that because we're not trying to be in the heat for as long as we're not trying to be in the heat longer than we have to. Now I do know that when people are in the heat, and I experienced this. I was a cart guy at Sam's Club, right? And I will say that during the summertime, I was a lot more angry than I was during any other time. Like that heat will make you angry. Like you'll become a whole different person.
I think that's scientifically proven
that heat will make you.
I guess anything uncomfortable makes you more angry.
I'm telling you,
anxious.
And I think this heat is past uncomfortable. And like I said, even trying to hide in the shade does not help you at all.
Because the cloud just moves 2 seconds later, and at that point, it looks like a game of Mario where you're jumping from brick to brick.
Yes, and it's
making me mad.
So basically, the only way to survive this is stay in the AC and drink your water, y'all. Drink your water.
What about an umbrella? Would you go out with an umbrella, or is that just not manly?
You know what's crazy? I see Floridians walking around with umbrellas in the sun to protect from the sun, but not from
rain.
But I get it. I
would be so happy to get hit by rain. I have no problem with it.
Also, Florida is the lightning capital of the United States, not the world. We didn't make the world. We the shark attack capital of the world, but we're the lightning capital of the United States. So
that is surprising.
Like I can see us with I understand. So with umbrellas, you like, bro, I'm not going to become a target because that's on my mind. If I walk out with an umbrella, I'm like, I'm not trying to become a target for the lightning. Like I'm not trying to be target lightning practice. I'm not trying to be that person. Lightning target practice.
Like plastic umbrellas.
Listen, these things be striking cars.
Oh,
they like. I'm not trying to.
I'm saying that's metal though.
But I know. But I'm saying, but they'll strike anything.
I'm gonna try it. And I'll let you know how it works.
Don't try it.
I feel like I'm big. I can take lightning a little bit.
No, you can't.
More than your average.
You can't. You can't do that.
Honestly, for me, I just think it'd be weird for me just to be as a man walking around with an umbrella in the sun. Because every time I see it, I have something to say in my head to those people.
No, if it's for the sun, like listen, if you're trying
if it's logical, I don't know. For some reason, I still want to talk junk.
Listen, you got to talk. Listen, when it comes to this Florida sun, anything goes. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see somebody driving with no AC, I'm like, go ahead.
You know why? You know the proof that it's so bad?
What's up?
You've been here forever, and I've been here a very long time. We're not used to it.
No.
There's no getting used to it.
And that's what people are like. You'll get used to it. No, you won't. You don't get used to it.
You get used to stop complaining about it and accept it. But it don't get better at all.
No, you find ways to make it more comfortable. You find ways to maneuver your schedule so you don't have to be outside as much. But like if you're one of those people that have to work outside, like no,
if there's any sugar mamas up north, take me away from here.
No, I don't want no snow though.
Take me away. No, I'll take some snow. Take me away from here. If there's any sugar mamas out there up north where it's cool. No, even in Atlanta, holla at me. Hit me up.
And that's the thing, because our Florida summer doesn't end. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't end, bro. Like, and then it go like people are like, oh, Halloween. I feel so bad for these kids.
They take a break for like 1 month.
That's it. And then these kids in Halloween, they're in these costumes, and it's still hot, and they're sweating. And I know they sweat, and you can just see the sweat dripping out of their costume.
Thank God, kids are delusional.
Because they don't feel it. Because they had the hoodies on.
They're so happy to be in a costume.
You're right. They had the hoodies on and everything. So, but okay. So I do got a story, right? Quick story. Reason why I don't go to Halloween Horror Nights. So I said this one time. Don't look at me like that.
I've never gone, but it was not a reason I've never gone. It just didn't interest me. But what's going on?
I'm born and raised in Florida, right? Live here. When you see things a lot It could be my anxiety as well. It could be play a part in it. But so, and I watch a lot of like TV shows, the murder mystery shows. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, bro, what if? And this is a big one. I don't want to ruin it for everybody else. So I don't think I ever told anybody why I never go. I just say I don't go. But I'm like, what if a serial killer decided to hide in one of those costumes? You know what I'm saying? What if he just hide in one of those costumes? That's the perfect
cover.
Yeah. And then instead of like they thinking you just a costume person, you out there just taking people out, and they don't know because you in a, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I don't want to be the first person that get took out on the Halloween murder spree. Like, I don't want to be that person. So the reason why I don't usually go to things, but I told myself I was going to go this year, but I'm going with my dukes up.
She's just gonna be hitting people. Then
they run up too close on them.
All right. Omgitswicks, bail money.
Yeah, go ahead, y'all.
Send it to the Cash App. Let's get this ready.
Get the code. Go fund and put up. Because
if you, I don't want to invite myself, but if you go, I'll go. And Rudy has to go though.
Well, we have Rudy feeding alligators.
So you go, I'll go.
Rudy said he would never feed alligators. He would never get close to alligators. We had Rudy taking pictures with alligators.
They're looking like alligator snacks.
Yeah, he was just out there. So I think we can make it happen. But I'll go to Halloween. I guess I'll go. But I gotta like get out of my own head too, because I be paranoid about a lot of stuff. But like I said,
but you can't say that. We were just in the Everglades. That anybody who was driving us could have just killed us, dumped us, and nobody would have ever found us. That to me is more dangerous than Halloween Horror Night. There was no witnesses. We were just there. There's no witnesses. This guy could have took us in the middle of the Everglades and killed all of us and gotten away with it scot-free.
But he was cool though.
But I'm not just talking about him. Like any airboat, like that's more scary than anything. Than Halloween Horror Nights. At least there's people around you, like witnesses.
Okay, but maybe there's not. Maybe they get rid of all the witnesses too, Manny.
In Halloween Horror Nights, there's thousands of people all around you all the time. I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's crazy. So all I'm saying is that it don't make sense to me that you would be scared about that random situation and not these other random situations. You were standing next to a prehistoric dinosaur with all the confidence in the world, but you talking about thousands of people at. And if that's the case, just be scared of everything all the time, everywhere.
Well, that's the thing, because I'm not scared of everything. I'm just things like that, like I said, it's been on my mind for you. Like the first time somebody invited me, and I was like, what if there's a serial killer just in this?
That would be a cool movie concept, though.
But
they've never done that. I don't think
they haven't done it.
That's a good concept.
But then I think it would scare people. I don't think they want to do that because it would scare people from coming there.
So what? They do all kinds of movies that scares people. Jaws made everyone scared to go to the beach.
Well, not Floridians.
Meg made yeah, that's true.
Because Floridians still out there with it. Oh, it's a shark still in the water.
Following it.
Yeah.
Following
trying to get it on your phone and stuff. Yeah.
Trying to get it with a stick.
Oh,
and they
man.
definitely look like they can't run. It's just like, I don't understand what we're doing here. What?
So this is the first week, right, Manny?
Mm-hmm.
We got questions. People actually decided to send us questions. If y'all want to send us questions, we're going to leave the email in the description so y'all can send us questions as well. But we got questions.
All right.
How many of these questions you want to do?
Let's see how many there are.
You think it's going to get weird?
It's Florida.
It might get weird, right?
Okay, let's pull up the first one. Can you pull up the first one? All right. Question for the podcast. It's from what? The name's Hunter 1.
Yeah.
You know how everyone always debates about Florida being a part of the South? To me, I think cities like Orlando and Miami overshadow just how much Southern culture you'll find here. Even in those cities, there's almost always areas that have a more Southern feel not too far away. That being said, what's the most redneck city in Florida that you've been to or heard of? Love the show and thanks for answering my question. Shout out to you, somebody jumped thinking we're just going to answer it, but you were right, Hunter. So
we're going to answer it.
I'm going to let you go first. You know more about Florida than me.
I feel like, and it's been said for a while, so you do have sprinkles of the Southern culture, I guess, in different.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, once you get Orlando, once you get south of Orlando, I mean, you might hit like Okeechobee and like all of those. But for the most part, it's not really as Southern.
Yeah.
The saying is in Florida, the more south you go, the more north you go. But I don't even think it's the more north you go. I just feel like it becomes more of a mix. So once you get down to like where we are in Miami and the Keys, like the mix is so it's really not. But I mean, we do have sprinkles. Like we have LaBelle.
That was a First place I thought, only because I haven't really explored a lot of Florida, even though I've been here so long.
Alva.
The most I've experienced with Florida is traveling with you. Those two places are the only. Yeah,
That's
those
right.
pop to mind when I think
it.
Southern, especially Alva. Boy, I was in that Alva diner. I didn't think I was gonna make it out, boy. I thought they was gonna serve me up with something sweet on there.
I went to Riverdale, so you know.
I mean, I did too.
Yeah,
Well, there was some experiences there with rednecks, and
but like I said,
I would say one of those Alva or LaBelle.
But I would say the more south you go in Florida, the more north, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't even say north because we wilder down here than anybody in the north. It becomes a whole different planet. Once you hit south, once you hit Orlando and below, it becomes a whole different planet, y'all. So
it's a melting pot, man.
Yeah,
everybody's moved from everywhere here. Sean McKinney, question for the podcast: what is the most unnerving Florida thing you or a family member has seen crawling or swimming in your toilet? Go ahead, Wicks, take it off.
I mean, the answer for most people would be because I had a snake come up.
Oh, you've had a snake come?
I had a snake come up, but you know. The most unnerving thing is when you open it and you see that palmetto bug sitting on the side and he just fly out at you. Bro, still to this day, like.
For a toilet, the most unnerving thing, the other day, the girl I'm dating found a hair that wasn't hers. That scared the hell out of me.
She put you in chokehold?
But I was able to get, no, because she knew, like I spent 24 hours a day with you. Like there's nobody. So I think somebody set me up. So I never really found anything in my toilet, thankfully. I know this ain't the question, but the craziest thing I found was in my shower. I went to go shower and there was, I think it's a wolf spider, the size of Andre the Giant's hand. Yeah. Just chilling on my ceiling. Yeah. And then I went to get that thing with a mop and it tried to jump on me. Boy, and this is the most quick my big body to move. So I didn't do toilet, but it was shower.
And I definitely had some like shower experiences where like a lizard has come up through the shower or you see some crazy stuff.
I'm not worried
about
frogs,
like some crazy stuff.
My roommate the other day, I'm in my room, butt booty naked, trying to go to sleep, and all I hear is bang, 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 Manny! And I'm like, what the heck? Is there a murderer in the house? So I get dressed, I run out, I'm like, what's going on? She's like, look in the sink. And I go in there, bro, it's about a baby lizard.
For real?
The size of a dust mite.
Bro.
I was ready to fist fight. But anyway. All right, last question. This is the last one. All right, cool. Moving back to Florida. Hi, my name is Jason Mack. I was wondering where I should move to in Florida. I grew up in Plant City, but never really traveled much through Florida. Any good areas to move to when I move back?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the answer that most Floridians, because I'm gonna answer the question, but most Floridians gonna be angry in the comments because they're gonna say, don't move back. But this is a special case, y'all, because he actually was born in Florida. But he moved away. So, but like I said, it always depends on, and my answer always going to be the same when it comes to moving in Florida. It depends on where, like, your preferences are. So if you're trying to raise a family, me personally, I think Southwest Florida is perfect for like you're trying to, because it's not as, it's slower, but it's not like super slow. Like there's still things to do.
It's still city-like.
Yeah. But it's still not like a Tampa. Like Tampa's huge. Tampa is busy. Orlando is, Orlando. Miami is just Miami. We're not even gonna get into that. And you really don't want to move more north than that. Like I don't want to diss nobody. I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, you go to the Panhandle. What you want. Yeah, it depends on what you want.
Like if you want to have a good time and maybe die, Miami is the place to go.
Yeah, you're gonna have.
If you're willing to risk life to have the best time you can possibly have,
go to Miami.
Miami.
I mean, but you still got like all the Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie. So you still got all of those places on the Palm Beach. So I heard the East Coast. I mean, but I guess I'm more biased.
What's Plant City like? I don't know what Plant City is.
Plant City is. It's right. It's close to Tampa. I go there for the Strawberry Festival. I went there twice for the Strawberry Festival. But it's
why do you think this person wouldn't want to just move back to Plant City?
Plant City is like a LaBelle, like a Immokalee LaBelle type of.
So it's not as active, or maybe it's not a lot of fun things to do all the time.
Yeah. I mean, the Strawberry Festival is like.
See, then you're right. It depends on what you want. I loved living in LaBelle. Yeah, that was right up my alley. Nobody bothers you. It's country. There's some stores over here. So yeah, it depends on what you want.
See, but yeah, LaBelle it's not for me. I mean, I like visiting LaBelle. Like when you stayed out there, and then my brother stayed out there. I used to go out there, so it was cool from that aspect. But
I liked it. I mean, the traveling sucked because it's far, but In the weekends, it was a great place. I just didn't want people around me, and that was great.
Yeah, so it depends on what you want.
I miss my family in the bill. Anyways, all right, so good. That was a good question. So y'all got to send more questions.
Yeah, because I like these.
Yeah, and we'll shout you out. So send more questions, and like he said, email will be in the description. We'll even pop it up at the bottom here.
Yeah, we'll pop.
Shoot us emails.
Send us emails.
As you can see, we might read them and shout you out on the show.
Shout you out. Leave us your name. We'll give you. But that's all I got for the show today.
That's all I got. It was more tame. And I think we got into some real stuff. And my feelings weren't hurt as much on this episode.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I feel like we get into a lot of things where it just... but maybe I'm just in a better place. But anyway, yeah, I have fun, and I can't wait to do it again.
Me too, man. And listen, what I'm going to leave with the people today is, if y'all see an alien, ask them to let me drive the ship. I feel like I can do it.
Good luck.
All right, y'all. But this is the Omgitswicks podcast. I don't even know what episode we on, y'all. We'll put the episode down there, but that's it. Manny Knox, Omgitswicks. Cue my theme music.
Oh my God, it's Wicks.